So a couple of weeks ago I made a video about crossplay and discussing whether it would ever be possible or if it would ever happen between the PS4 and the Xbox One. And all those reasons still hold true, but a recent event just occurred where the game Fortnite, an online survival game, apparently had a configuration glitch and PS4 players were encountering Xbox One players. This morning it was all over Reddit where people were talking about how they were encountering players from the other console. For example, a Redditor called PyroBlack76 posted a picture of him playing against this kid, and they were both on separate consoles. Now, this was again just a configuration glitch, and Epic Games quickly turned it off and went back to only being able to play against players on your own console. Now, I still stand by the reasoning in my other video as to why I don't think it will ever actually happen, basically because of the business reasons. Sony knows that they have a huge lead in the console market right now over the Xbox One, and they wouldn't want to risk giving up any of that ground, because there are people out there who would purchase an Xbox One over a PS4 if they could play against their friends on the PS4. Because there are gamers out there, believe it or not, that don't just buy consoles for exclusives. They buy consoles just for shooters or sports games, and they want to go wherever their friends are. So they have really no devotion to either the Xbox or the PlayStation. Now, the other reasoning that I still stand by is the configuration factor, that you would have to create a whole new user interface if you really wanted cross-platform gaming to work. And I don't believe that Microsoft or Sony are willing to put the resources into creating that, even though Microsoft has many times come out and said that they have been trying to talk to Sony about cross-platform, and they hope that Sony would be receptive of this. Now, this just shows just how excited the gaming community gets when something like this happens, because deep down we all just want to be able to play with everyone, compete with everybody, and be able to play with all of our friends across all of the different devices. Now, even though there wouldn't be a great user interface to be able to interact with our friends on other consoles, it would still be a great thing if Sony were to give that go ahead and they decided to flip the switch and allow cross-platform play on a variety of different games. Now, at the end of the day, there are numerous benefits for gamers if cross-platform gaming were to occur. Firstly, you would have a much larger player base across all games. Therefore, developers would want to spend more money and want to put more time into creating the longevity of those games. They would be giving more downloadable content, they would be giving more free content, and they would keep the servers up longer so that you would be able to play those games for longer, because there will still be so many people diving into them. Secondly, you would be able to purchase a third-party game on the console of your choice without having to worry about where your friends are. And you'd be able to purchase it based on things like which user interface you like better, which one has a better online service or one that you like better, and which controller do you like better. So for me personally, I like the Xbox One controller better, but I have most of my friends on the PS4. So I buy still many of my third-party games on the PS4 so I can play with them. But if I had a choice, I would buy them all on Xbox just because I like that control. Thirdly, it would just bring everybody together, and as a gaming community, that's what you want. You want to be able to play together with anybody at any time. Now, it really does suck that Sony doesn't want to really look into this further, and I don't actually believe that they would lose that much market share if they were to give the go-ahead with cross-platform gaming. I think this is just something they are very reluctant to do because they have that fear that Microsoft will take over and take a lot of their sales. But at the end of the day, I think that there are still so many gamers out there that have their console of choice, and they buy it because of the exclusives, they buy it because of the controller, and they buy it because it's the platform they've been on since day one. So I don't think it would make that big of a difference, but I guess we will never know unless they actually go ahead and do it. At least this is a good sign for gamers that we can use to say, like, look, we know that you can do it, so you can't give us any more excuses other than the fact that you just don't want to do it as to why it is not happening. So I thought this story about Fortnite having this feature configured was really interesting. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think this really was a mistake, or do you think this was something that they switched on to see if it was as easy as it sounded? Do you think cross-platform gaming between the PS4 and the Xbox One will ever happen, or are we all just going to continue to dream? If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more content.